Hello, we're so glad that you could join us. Don't let our set distract you. We're not talking about the Rangers because I don't want to. Do you want to?
No, not necessarily. I want to forget that this season ever happened.
Yeah. We're joined by my co-host.
I'm Luke, and I want to forget that this season ever happened.
Don't we all? But we're going to be focusing on one major event that happened in NHL today, which is Alex Ovechkin breaking the all-time goal-scoring record. So this was a record that I feel like we discussed this in, I think, the first episode of if it was possible for him to break it. And I know I didn't think it was possible. I want to say you said it wasn't possible as well, but I don't
At least not this year. I said it was probably going to take him a couple more years because I didn't think he could score like he is scoring. And yeah.
Yeah, we did not see this coming. I mean, you look at his record, So, in case you don't know, Alex Ovechkin broke the all-time goal-scoring record that Wayne Gretzky held. He had 894, and recently, Alex Ovechkin in an Islanders game scored 895, which made the Islanders relevant for a short period of time for the first time in years. That game was sold out. I think the tickets were reselling for thousands of dollars. They had practice pucks that were sold for, I think, $300 at the place. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, they were selling something like that for a stupid price.
But I think another interesting thing about that game, the Capitals lost. The only goal that was scored was Ovechkin's, but no one is ever going to remember that the Islanders won that game.
Nor should they. Yeah, I don't think anyone would have cared if they could have just ended the game. They could have shut it down.
For a brief period of time, they did. If you didn't watch, after the goal was scored, they stopped the game entirely. This is halfway through the game, and just put carpet on the ice, and 5 different people give a speech. It took 10 minutes, and it happened in the middle of the game. And I think part of the reason the Capitals lost this game was probably because they were all just passing to Ovechkin any chance that they got until he got that goal. I mean, I feel like that's what was probably happening.
Yeah, I feel like he was out there. I missed the goal, unfortunately. I've seen it a bajillion times since then. I turned the game off because it was boring. It was a stinker. The Islanders are a rough team to watch, number one. And number two, I just assumed it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I tuned in a couple minutes later it happened, so I got lucky. The speeches are very interesting. Wayne Gretzky was there, shook his hand. Alex Ovechkin, I think, it was not something I thought was in the cards for this season, because you look at last season, he got 31 goals, and so he needed 42 to break that. So I personally didn't think that that was possible, because he is a player, he's been in the league for a long time now, since 2005. He's been in the league. He's an old player. I want to say one of the oldest in the league. And so for him to break it is amazing. And then now they are currently about first in the league, I believe, or maybe second to Winnipeg. So they have good Stanley Cup odds. And the question is, should Ovechkin retire after the season now?
They are first. They're at 107 points to Winnipeg's. Oh, no, they are in second. I lied.
But let's say if you win the Cup this year even last season was not a good season for them. They were a wild card, barely made it in, and then get eliminated the first round. And now almost top of the league, which is honestly, I think, for most NHL teams better than being the President's Trophy winners. I really don't think they want that, because most teams kind of don't with how that plays out usually for those players. But they make it in. What do you think is the chance that they're going to win the Cup?
I mean, the East is not that great, so they have a decent chance at getting to the final round. Then it's obviously 50-50. I think they have a decent chance of winning. One of the better teams out of the East.
Yeah, and then if that game, they win the Cup, what is Ovechkin going to do? What do you think? Do you think he should retire? Or do you think he should continue?
2 more years left on his contract. I think he should play it out.
You think he should play it out?
Try to push 930.
You think 930? I know people have said like 1,000. He could stay in for a while.
There's been a decent So Ovechkin missed like 2.5 years of his career, because he was drafted into a lockout in 2004. The 2012-13 season was a lockout. Then you had the COVID thing. I mean, he missed a month this year with a broken leg. Like, there was a decent chance he could have gotten to 1,000. I think 1,000 won't be possible. 950.
950,
maybe.
A little bit closer. Yeah, that too. He was out for a while with that injury. I mean, he recovered decently fast for what his injury was, and to still be able to do better than you did last season and by a decent margin. And so he can stick around and just kind of get that record higher and higher because, I mean, this goal is something that seemed unbreakable, and now it's going to be even more unbreakable, even though people already want to start talking about what other players are going to do it, whether it's going to be Matthews or McDavid, who is going to have the best chance. I don't know if you have any thought of who might be able to get up there.
They're saying right now at this stage in his career, Matthews has a higher goals per game than Ovechkin. So there's a decent chance he reaches it. I think they've said that it's kind of unreasonable for McDavid to do it. At one point, the NHL put out a list of like the players and how long they'd have to play to get to 895, and McDavid was like 2038 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, McDavid is a
put him on the older side.
Big player. I feel like he's a bit more of like, I feel like he's more like Gretzky though, where he also passes and takes a lot of assists. And that's another record that is nowhere close to being broken, which is Wayne Gretzky's assist record, because Wayne Gretzky, when you look at his play style, despite the fact he is the top goal scorer, he was a big passer.
Yeah, I mean, you take away all of Gretzky's goals, and he's still the leading scorer in league history by a large margin. And I don't know if you'll ever break that with how the game's being played right now.
No, his play style was just kind of different in that sense. But the record being broken is, I think, really a great thing. And you saw how excited the whole team got. And I think that this is really good for hockey in general and kind of the exposure that it got. Because I think this was a big kind of marketing thing that they pushed as well. You know, like how the MLB pushed Shohei Ohtani when he was breaking the stolen bases record, and NBA with LeBron breaking the points. But when you watch those things, especially like I saw when LeBron broke the point record, the team like didn't celebrate with him. But in the NHL, Ovechkin, when he scored, the whole team celebrated with him. The whole team got off the ice, and Ovechkin was like, "We did it."
Yeah, it's much more of definitely a team accomplishment because of how the game is played, of hockey versus basketball. And I think it really, really, really mattered to the team no matter what. Like, LeBron was just going to, I forget how he scored, but, like, shoot a free throw, and he's got 40,000 points, and, like, that's it.
Yeah.
But this was a big deal for the whole team. And the Islanders, too. The Islanders, I mean, it sucks that they were the team to give it up. It'll be a trivia answer forever, but...
Yeah, it sucks that Ilya Sorokin had never been scored on by Ovechkin before this, and then he's going to give up that goal, which was... it was a fast goal. If you saw, it was a power play, and it was just, I think, in the first 10 seconds. They get it to him one-timer straight in. It seemed like a shot that, honestly, would have been pretty easy to save.
20 years, you know exactly what Alexander Ovechkin is going to do. And
yeah.
No one's been able to stop it for 20 years. He's done it 895 times. Yeah. No one's been able to stop it.
Well, there's also been, I think, maybe 60 of them were empty nets, but...
He's going to stand in the left face-off circle and just rip it.
And no one has ever been able to stop him.
For 20 years.
He has been having a great season. He'll be going into the postseason doing really well. They're going to have a really good shot at the Cup. We'll see how they do. And that's going to be all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you have a good day.
Crisscrossing with Chychrun through center. Send in Wilson on the flank. Cross ice, Ovechkin fires! Score! The chasing days are done! Alex Ovechkin is the greatest goal scorer in the history of the NHL!